What's going on? It's Glendon Cameron here, founder of Hustlers Kung Fu. Be sure to subscribe because this is a lot of great information. If you want to learn how to hustle, if you want to learn how to start a business, if you want to learn how to develop generational wealth, this is the place to do it. Be sure to subscribe and also be sure to give me your phone number so I can text you so you'll never miss another live stream. All that information is below. This is going to be a good one. And I don't know if it's going to have a happy ending or not. I'm going to let you decide that. And you could just put that up in the comments if you think this has a happy ending or not. Long time ago, I didn't date customers. You know that term, you shouldn't mix business and pleasure. Well, I realized something. I was in the warehouse one day, and this gorgeous girl comes in, and she's looking for a table, right? And I help her out, and I deliver the stuff, and I just know she's kind of lingering around and everything, and I just go ahead and crack it, just like, hey, you want to go out? Yeah! It's like, oh, damn. I've been missing out. I have been missing out, right? So we go out. We have a nice time. We hang out for about 6 months. It's lovely. Then, she got a promotion. It was no love thing. And she moved out of town. Like, she was here for literally 6 months. I helped her move. I was like, smashed it on the last night here. And it was a lovely thing. Then a few months later, she comes in. And she is like in that thumbnail. That's kind of close to what she looked like, but it ain't what she looked like. Really, really pretty girl. Green eyes, just this big old fro, and this tight body. She was just like cut, 6-pack abs, sexy slim, about 5'3", and just So I'm going over there like, I'm taking her out. So I go over there, I do my little thing, and she says no. I'm like, you gonna say no? She's like, look, I just came in here to look at some furniture and stuff. So at that point, I became very helpful. And she bought a washer and dryer. I had my dude Tom deliver it. Because, I thought I had lost my chance. I kept thinking about her. Well, Tom comes back, a few days later. He said, hey, that chick told me to have you call her, and here's her number. I was like, what? I was like, yeah. He's like, I don't know. She's pretty, man. I don't know what you're waiting for. So I dial a number, and she's like, look, I want to apologize. I was having a bad day. I mean, you seem like a nice guy. It's just I'm new in town. I don't know anyone. And, sure, we can go out. And I'm like, okay. So I don't know where she lives, right? Tom took the washer and dryer. So she lived in the Decatur. She lived in the deck. It's greater in Decatur, right? And she lived in the hood, which kind of troubled me a little bit. So I go there and I find the house. I pull up in the house. She's like dressed really nice, nice heels, no stockings because her legs were great. They were great. So we go out and I take her over to East Atlanta Village. Just walk around because it's kind of like, really romantic at times because, if you go at a certain time of night, you can walk around. There's benches. There's people milling about. It's a really nice atmosphere. So we get there and we just start talking and stuff. And I asked her, I was like, what brings her to town? And then she goes, well, I broke up with my husband. And I'm like, oh, snap. It's like, wow, that's really sad. And she's like, so you still married? She's like, not exactly. I'm like, well, either you married or you're not married, right? And she's just like, well, my divorce was final the day that you asked me out. Oh, so it's like, you still in love with him? Because at this point, I'm just like going in. I'm like, I have nothing to lose. And she's like, I love certain parts of him, but I'm not in love with him. And, there was a lot of things that went down. And she told me some stuff. I'm not going to put all her business out there, but dude was pretty much a crackhead. Literally, he became a crackhead. So I was like, wow, that's deep. So we go out, we talk a little bit, and I'm kind of like not really feeling the vibe because, she was really pretty and she was really sexy, but when she dropped that divorce bomb and she dropped a few other things on me, I was kind of like pulling back. So I take her home and everything. I give her the church hug, right? Because I was just like, I don't know about this chick. So week goes by, I get a call from her. It's like, hey. I was like, hey, how you doing? And she's like, you're not really feeling me, are you? I was like, well, this is my thing. When a woman tells you that she's divorced but she loves parts of her husband, I kind of think you're still in love. And I want someone to be free and, open with their heart and all this other stuff. And I just don't think that you're emotionally available. And I'm looking for a little something, something, right? And at the time, I really was. Well, she's like, I can appreciate that. Let me take you out to dinner. I said, okay. So we meet up again, and she's like dressed like super, super, super sexy. I mean, she's got this little. You remember in Vogue back in the day when they were doing their thing? They had this concert. I remember I was married at the time. I went to the Fabulous Fox in Atlanta. And they all came out in these little black dresses that were like super tight. She had that on and just some more heels. And I don't really think much else. I was like, wow. So we're doing our thing, and she's a lot friendlier, and I'm a lot friendlier, and what's going on. And she just kisses me. And I'm sitting there like, she kisses me hard. I mean, like, the kind that make you melt. I was like, I don't know. And first thing I learned is because I originally rejected her, that put her on the offense. She was like, oh, I'm going to get you. And I was sitting there like, So if I act like I don't like you, that makes you come to me. But when I act like I like you, that makes you go away. I say, So we go ahead. We continue the evening. We're all lovey-dovey. We're all hugged up and everything, right? And then I drop her off at her house, and I give her the church hug again. And she's like, you going to give me a hug like that? So I reluctantly, reluctantly gave her a real hug and then bounce, right? Because I was hard as Chinese arithmetic. And I was like, you don't want to mess this up because she's programmed. If you put out like you like her and stuff, she's going to bounce. I just knew it. I just intuitively knew it. That's where she was. So I just would like, we went date, and I did not call her. She had to call me. And if she texted me or called me, I responded to her text because I knew what I was dealing with. I knew what I was dealing with at this particular time. And, she was yummy, right? I was just like, I got to hit this, but I got to lock her in. So, we play this game of like for 6 weeks, right? Like we meet up, she calls, she initiates. I don't call. I never call. And then one day we were out and she slid her hand up in mine. She's like, why would you ever call me first? I said, what do you mean? He's like, I'm always calling you, but you never call me. And this was one of those moments of truth, right? And I just said, and I grabbed her little face like this and I said, baby, I'm busy. I'm really busy. That's it. Oh, okay. I mean, my business is my woman, ha ha. Competition point number 2, right? So we go out, and then once again, this is about the 7th week, and I haven't smashed her. I haven't even tried. I have not tried to do anything to her because based upon the fact that she was divorced, and more than likely, maybe there was a Jody up in the woods. I don't know. I didn't care. But I knew that maybe she hadn't been intimate for a while, and that this could create a very unusual experience. So one night, it's Friday night, and I'm like, Friday night's upscale garage sale. I don't go out. So she calls me up. She's like, hey, what are you doing? I'm like, nothing, but I got to prepare for the sale tomorrow, so I'm in. She's like, you mind if I come over? She ain't never been over my place. And I was kind of like reluctant to let her over there because my place was laid, right? And I was like, oh. And I had told her that I didn't own the place. I had told her that I worked there. So I was like, yeah, you come over. So she comes over, and she comes in, and she's like, wow, you live here? I was like, yeah, it ain't much. She's like, you know how much a place like this in California would cost? She said millions, right? I was like, I didn't know. I mean, because I had a nice house in East Atlanta, right? And she sits down and everything, and she's very casual, but she is so pretty. I mean, with no makeup, or she just naturally pretty. And I'm just sitting there like, oh, I'm like troubled because, it's the upscale garage sale, and I don't want to mess up my mojo because I get up early, I put the signs out, and I was just like, and it was like about 8:45, and normally I was like a super early bird. Like I get up at like 4 o'clock in the morning, and typically I would just literally pass out like 10:30. So I was like, something gonna happen. It's gonna have to happen. So she's just like, I don't know, thinking the same thing. So she's like, I want you, right? And she starts pawing me. She starts I mean, she's just like, really like damn near clawing at me on my shirt and stuff. And I just relent. And some just told me because I just kind of grabbed her really roughly, and that like turned her on because I could just feel it because she's, oh, I was like, whoa, you like it rough. Oh my, this is good. Now, I had many years before bought the unit of a Dom, BDSM and stuff like this. He had left Polaroids, he had left letters, journals. That stuff went for like crazy money on eBay. I mean, it was sick because he had like literally thousands and thousands of Polaroids, and we were sending them, like selling them for 10 to 30 bucks a piece. And then for the really unusual ones, they were going for a few hundred. Took us about a year to sell all that stuff. And I learned some stuff, right? And I was like, get on your knees. She gets on her knees. I'm like, what? Have you been a good little girl? No, daddy, I haven't. Confess your sins. What have you been doing? Well, it's been a while since I had a man, and I masturbate every night. I was like, really? You masturbate every night? From this moment on, you can't touch yourself unless I say so. Yes, sir. And she becomes extremely submissive and meek. And it's just like, because remember, when we first met, she was kind of like gruff, like, no, 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 no. And I was just like, So I had her on the knees, and you know what I did. You know what I did. And after that, I was kind of woozy, right? Because I was like, girl's head game was really sick. And she was like, can I come, sir? No, you can't. Please, sir? No, you can't. Matter of fact, you get over here. You crawl over here, right? You crawl over here. She's crawling on her hands and knees. At this point, she's like butt naked. And I'm just sitting here, and I'm just like, if I, once again, being a nice guy, approaching her in a certain way, I got ignored and I got pushed off. But when I was authoritative, she just fell in the line, fell in place and stuff. And it was crazy, right? So I did some stuff because I'm thinking about doing another channel to talk about some of the, like a private channel off of YouTube. So, because the thing is, if I get too graphic, they're going to delete the video and other people won't get to watch it. But I will tell you that essentially I had her in the buck. And the buck is, imagine someone riding a horse, right? And reverse that position. If you feel me. And I just drilled, hard as I could. I actually had her on the floor. And the house was, I had hardwood floors. And I was tapping that so hard, the window was rattling. And she was just, can I come? I was just like, she just exploded and just went limp. So I picked her up off the floor and I carried her into the bed, and then we cuddled and everything, and we just went to sleep because I had busted like 3 times. She clearly had a moment, and I woke up in the morning and I was getting ready to hug her and being romantic, and I was, don't, you're gonna mess it up. You're gonna mess it up. So I grab her because she has like this beautiful shock of fro, and it's just gorgeous and so soft. And I just grabbed all this stuff, And I was like, good morning. And just pushed her on my cock. See, I could say that because the YouTube things won't. And she just went to town. I was just like, oh. So we ended up being together for about, man, 2 years. I'll tell you the other part about that. So let's see. Let's get into the chat room. Let's see what's going on because this was crazy. All right. Woo! Let's see. What's up, the Hectrix? Solence. I'm dating my girl who is customer service. I think this is more than anyone to keep my pimp hand strong. Oh, I'm dating this hustle. I feel that. Okay. What's up, Rona? Ganja? I know, right? Good evening, Wild Jones Report. Oh, Player Supreme? He passed? Dang, I didn't know that. Tanya, I love a good Glendon story. Shar, don't say it. Just because a woman leaves her husband doesn't mean she's a bad person. No, this wasn't about her being a bad person or anything like that. It was nothing like that. It was just essentially she left her husband. It was just going to be. Okay, y'all having that conversation. If you say something with a negative, I'm gonna take a negative. Y'all are getting up in these comments. I'm sorry to hear that, Shar. I don't wish a divorce on anybody. Oh yeah. I'm trying to do some work here. Light and love, Glendon After Dark. No, it ain't reverse cowgirl. I mean, the YouTube filter, I got to be careful about that. I will try to explain that. Patrick Benjamin. What's going on? Oh, I just walked in on the busted 3 times content. Sure thing, Douglas. Abraham Love, when I found out that 50 Shades of Grey sold over 125 million copies, that was the moment I realized that the mainstream is lying and Glendon is keeping it real. Pretty much. All right. So, let's see. Okay, that's just stopped. All right, so now what I'm going to do is get into the dating advice for entrepreneurs section at this juncture because one of the things that when you've got a little bread, dating becomes really easy because you're a man of means and a lot of women will avail themselves to you. Now, one of the things that I learned early on was I used to lie and say I just worked there. I never told people I owned the business because I got to see the real person. And this is where I came up with the 99% rule, that 99% of women out there are not the one. That's just facts, And let's see, let's put this here. You got a lot of people, and this isn't to say you should abuse women or you should do crazy stuff to women. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that you got to govern yourself accordingly as a dude, which means be honest. You want to smash? Say you want to smash. And if that's all you feeling, say it, because I'm telling you, you pose that the right way, and a lot of women are down. And then as I went through this matriculation of, being a married man, I never cheated on my wife, being a solid husband, and I wasn't perfect, I realized that one of the things that you have to do is outman the man in that woman, because so many women are so full of testosterone and masculine attributes that you have to literally beat that dude down metaphorically to get to the woman. So one of the things that I instituted after my experience with Alex, that's her name, was I realized that after having that type of relationship, I couldn't have, like, these normal pay for dinners, go out, and essentially you pay for your interview. That's what dating is. You're paying for your interview. If there was, otherwise we call those things scam. Like if there's some on Craigslist where, hey, come on in, but you pay $500, you're like, that's a scam. Why I'm paying for an interview? That's what dating is, right? So I started making chicks pay for dating. And that's something I had been on for a while. And I would bring it up. I was like, look, we both working. You make bread, I make bread. And I got pushback, but no one ever left. No one ever left. That's something that was really, really interesting with that. So I learned to revel in my masculinity by being brutally honest and by being extremely caring to the woman who went with my program. So it was funny. Let's see what y'all got in these comments. Not to sound groupie-ish, I think you should use your thumbnails as personal shirt designs. That's funny. Sandra Banks, hello, Hustlers Kung Fu. This is my first time joining your live show after recently finding out about you. Love you. Thank you. Welcome to the fam. Velvet Simmons, honestly, what are you looking for? Does it sound like a real good relationship? You did tell her you were married to your work and would have stepped off. Y'all were just horny. I guess the 2 years you didn't hear that part. Jonathan Phillips, I subscribed a week ago. I thought you talk about real estate, not sex stories, big bro. What is this? I don't really have a lot of real estate videos. I talk about all types of business. Light and love, welcome. Steve Wilson, she was turned on from you telling her the truth. Keep doing the work. Life is life. Michael Francis, Steve Wilson. Well, thanks. Mr. Knowledge 407, Jonathan, it's called advice. Come on now, bro. What's with this dumb ass statement? All things Brandy. Well, guess this advice isn't for entrepreneur women. Brandy, if you like the channel and you like the content, welcome. We're glad to have you. But this channel was designed for men. That's an old video because the title of the video is There Are No Social Programs for Men. And I make no apologies or bones because essentially, as a man, when you are hard out, hard on your luck, down on your luck, no one gives a damn about you. It's just facts. If you're a woman with kids or without kids, someone will let you stay with them, all kinds of stuff. So it is what it is. Tyrone Brown. Telling you, she may have been turned on by your rejection as well. Feast of the MGTOW. I don't do that. Oh, man. Per separate. If you invite someone out for a meal, regardless of romantic intentions, you should pay for it. Let me break you off some, bro. Or sis. One of the things that I have learned is, let's take paying for the meal to the root of what it is. If someone pays for your meal, it is a sign of affection. It is a sign of caring. So if you go out with a woman 10, 12, 15 times and she does not reciprocate, she does not care about you. So I would ask someone out and yeah, I'll pay. And if they offered to pay, I would accept. I would sit on my hands. Sure did. Because when they pay, they care. Think about that. Let's see. Tyrone. Chris McGonagall, how did you best manage multiple side pieces as an entrepreneur? I like to use different colored condoms. It really wasn't that many. It was just really one at a time. GMs at the gym, enjoy the podcast. I found out the same thing about women after my divorce. I was just too nice. I'm not paying for anything. You can't afford to go Dutch. You're not for me. Tyrone. Oh man, your new name, Smooth Money. What's up, Sean? Don't get your meat where you get your bread, Josh Barr. And you know what's funny is I learned how to date customers because there was sometimes someone would come in and it would be pretty, but there was just like, not that one. And then I would go for the ones who were feeling me or something. And the next story I'll tell is the stripper story, but that'll be later. Festive MGTOW, 100% truth, especially black men, you are on your own. I mean, essentially, Hustlers Kung Fu, well, Glendon 007 and Glendon Cameron, all of this channel is made for men. I mean, seriously, that's why there's so many different kinds of advice. There's dating advice, there's the child support court. This is real strategies because, let's break into the real. Many men who get divorced and lose their children become suicidal. I have seen men broken. I have seen men kill themselves, and I've seen men just give up on life because of the trials and tribulations of being married and dealing with an unfair system. So it is really rough. Jonathan Phillips, I respect your channel. I like how you explain iPhone side and you put me on that game, sir. Good deal. Tanya Robinson, don't change a thing. I want more stories, and I'm not going anywhere. I'm not moist. Oh man. Let's see. Archangel, wow, you should pay for it. That's something that's real funny. Since I've become this way, and I'll walk you through the whole divorce thing. I got divorced, and I was deeply, deeply hurt. Right, I was just torn asunder. And that was one of the reasons that it took me so long to get out of that position because my mind wasn't right. I was just like, I lost my family, I lost my kids. It was a really hard thing. And as I matriculated, I started to notice things. And there was like my upbringing, which is to be a gentleman, which is to be nice, to be respectful. All that got me was on the outside. And then I noticed that when I acted a certain way and I'll tell you this. I don't know if I'm going to tell this story, but there was this really pretty girl when I was in the East Point house. And we met up at, where was it? Piccadilly College Park, the Piccadilly that was in College Park. Then we went back to my place because I didn't have a car. One thing led to another, and she ended up spending the night. And she was, giving me head. And in the middle, she had me, and she just, are you having sex with other women? I was like, of course I am. You know that. And I just pushed her head back down and she finished up the job. And I sat there in the middle of the night with her sleeping next to me going, did that just happen? Yeah, it did. Why did that happen? You were authoritative. If I had said, well, and I started hemming and hawing, she'd been gone. Women who pay half tend to be decent to date. I agree 100%. Mama needs her wine. Truth bombs. Mr. Knowledge 407. Tell the truth, it's hard to date when you're a successful entrepreneur because of less options, especially for black men. I'm going to handle that. There's actually more options. Now, please, hotep and all this other stuff, because my first girlfriend, 8th grade, her name was Rebecca Gross. She was white. So I've never limited myself to sisters. My wife was black. I've dated black women. I've dated Asian women. I've dated whatever. So if you're a successful black man, understand your options are not limited. Not at all. Let's see. Whoa. Let's see. The story, dropping truth bombs. Douglas Jones, it's so true. You greasy, lumpy, grizzy butt is broke. Got no place to stay. Too bloody, bad. Buster Brown. The world doesn't care, and chicks absolutely. Hey, no one cares if you're on now. Tyrone Brown. Fester the MGTOW. It's hard to find a woman who are on your level but don't have a chip on their shoulder. Actually, that's not true. Here's the thing that you got to do as a dude, and I know it's going to sound very, very contrary or polar opposite of what you're taught. that you should respect all women, that you should treat them gently. That no, you should be firm, not abusive, but firm, and also you should have a life plan. Like my situation, I'm married to my business, and my girl knows that. Like it's what 8:06. I just got back in town. I'm in the office, and she does not hassle me. She don't because I set that standard. But when I'm off, I treat her like gold. We do wonderful stuff. But when I'm working, I'm working. So you got to set the standard. And I'm going to tell you something. For you people, you broke dick Dannies who are like trying not to start a business, the minute that you start a business and you become about your business, your energy changes. And you will start attracting women that you never thought you could get. Because when you get real with your business, you will make money and you will get plenty of trim. When you become real, not kind of like a fake entrepreneur or a half entrepreneur, but when you become a real entrepreneur and you start getting real results, oh, the doors open like you wouldn't believe. And that's another reason, like with Hustle Camp and the other products I sell, you got to do this stuff because once you do this and you start to get results, you change, your confidence grows, you become like a different person on the good side. Let's see, traveling merchant. In pickup, having her pay, she becomes invested. Traveling merchant. I didn't know that. Short change, Glendon, my fellow Libra. If it ain't a thing, it ain't no such thing. Sean Truly, also true. What's up, Roberto? Society wants men to spend all their money and not complain. They don't give a f if we go hungry afterwards. Once we get money again, they want us to do the same thing, and the view us as utilities. There's a lot of truth to that because here's the whole thing. There's the alpha male, there's the beta male, and then there's the omega male. Okay, and there's the disruptive male. So you mostly hear about alpha men and beta men, right? But you don't hear about the omega man or the disruptive man. Now, I'm a disruptive man because I'm not MGTOW going my own way, and I have no problem with those who choose to do that. But I like women. I like the company of women, and I'm going to have women in my life the rest of my life. That's just how it is. So I had to formulate a plan on how to get women, be myself, and run my businesses. And it's just brutal honesty. Brutal honesty is the thing that I lead with. Tanya J. Roger, wouldn't it be something if the ex-husband popped up in the channel like the sounds like my ex-wife? Man, don't start nothing. I know where she is. D. Hector, actually, if I think about it, as busy as you were, you didn't spend a lot of time away from the business. So if a deal came your way, you took it. Good lesson to learn. There you go. Agent J. Poole, glad the stories are back. Darren Maple, nice guys finish last. Possibly. You can do some stuff. I don't know you were making a channel for Ben, but I respect that. You target your avatar, which I read about in marketing. Yeah, this channel is all for the dudes. It is all about the dudes. Short change. Dating sites. Okay, let's talk about online dating. First thing that you got to do, and I know this is going to sound really crazy, is you got to get a picture that is not taken by an iPhone, and you want the best picture of you. Also, you want to put in a description that is interesting and typo free because women pay attention to typos. And you do not ever want to answer a woman's ad in Match.com, Plenty of Fish. You don't ever want to answer their ads because essentially what happens is there's like 100 responses. A woman puts up an ad. She could be 300 pounds and have 3 eyes, and she's still going to get 50 to 100 responses, which also creates the facade of women feeling uber attractive because they get so much attention online because there is no friction. But in real life, hardly anyone ever approaches them because a lot of men don't know how to approach a woman anymore. So it's all online. Women have no respect. Let's see. Whoa. Good Lord. Let's see. Wait. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Let's see. Women have no respect for timid men. True. I'm a nice savage guy and I come first. Just ask my wife, Tyrone Brown. Go ahead, bro. Uh, the Trump effect is real. Hey, Glendon, do you think you would have had the success you have if you never got divorced? Absolutely not. That created some serious drama in my life that forced me to grow and change as a person. I made my lawyer my girlfriend. You're funny, Gabran. Hoteps, restrain yourself. Yep. The price of trim is at an all-time low. And this is another thing, too, for you women. Make yourself be very interesting and have something to offer more than what's between your legs. Because this is one of the things that would happen. I was dating this attorney, and she had a banging body, nice legs and everything, but she was on that, I'm an attorney. I got this job. I got this house. I made more money than she did. She just didn't know it. And it's a turnoff. You can be a high-powered woman. You could be a boss, you could be a manager, but you could still be a woman. And you know how I know? Because Latino women do it, South American women do it, Haitian women do it, African women do it. So it's very possible to be successful in the workplace, yet remain a woman. Because that's the thing. Because a lot of you women can't get anybody because you act like dudes. And who wants, I'm like, I'm not gay, so I don't want a dude. Right. Anastasia, what are you talking about? Glenda, how do you pick up women when you're broke? Extreme and brutal honesty. When I was working at the Gallup organization, I had a situation where I was living in a boarding house, right? And this is about 6 months before I got out that situation because I was changing in ways that I couldn't really understand. So there was this girl. She had a 5. She was a 5 in the face, but she was a 20 in that body. So I was like, why don't you come on over? And I didn't know that she was kind of a bad situation. She didn't have a car. I didn't have a car. So we both came over to the house on Marta, right? And she got in my bed and she's just like, I don't really want to have sex. And I was like, really? And I put her out. I put her out. Yes, I did. In the rain. And she was walking down the street and she kept looking back. She walked down the street. She kept looking back because it was raining hard. I was like, you know what? I am not going to be frustrated because I want to beat that box. And then you just sitting there like all curled up like, oh, just hold me. I was like, I wasn't doing that. And then I sat down and didn't have a TV. I did have a computer. So I got online. Then I heard her. And I'm like, what? I opened up the door. She's like, okay. Just like that, right? She came in, took her clothes off, got in the bed, and just gave it up. Like, oh my God, it was beautiful. So you got to be honest. Oh, I am getting a kick out of these comments. Abraham, when building your business, was it helpful or hurtful to spend time and mental resources dating? Here's the thing. I did not spend a lot of time dating. I did not spend a lot of time chasing women. I spent maybe 5% because one of the things that helped me was I had a business that brought women to me. So it really wasn't a drain on resources because essentially, you know what? It's like it's like a live stream promotion or commercial in a video. You're already sitting there, right? So they just came in and it wasn't. And also I developed an automated dating process too. Sean Osby, so true. Tyrone Brown, I stopped dating to focus on my money. Dating is a waste of resources. It is. Angie Nicole, too many people worry about attracting men when they should worry about leveling up. The former will automatically happen once the later does. Angie Nicole is right because once you get in your man, and whatever that is, and once you become a leader and once you become a protector and a provider, because that's your role as a man, stuff just falls in your lap. It just comes to you. I was at Vid Summit, right? And strange, I'm going to have him on there. One of the guys, I'm not going to say his name because it could be awkward, but I was talking to this girl, right? And someone afar, he just say, "You gonna hit that?" I said, "What do you mean?" I was just talking to her to get her on the channel to do an interview, and I was very friendly, very flirty, and from I could see where he got that impression because she was laughing, she was touching me, I was touching her, but I was just charming her up to get her on the channel, and it's like automatic because one, a lot of the people there, I knew more than they did. I made more money, so I became an influencer of influencers. And then that was the pitch. It was like, look, I got this show that's on my channel. It's just entrepreneur profiles to talk about the realness of being an entrepreneur. And Roberto, if you're still here, I want to get you on here when you move to Atlanta. And that was it. I met like 50 people. So I got people to be on the show from now until like April. So that's the thing. But Angie Nicole is right. Once you get in your thing, once you get in your manhood, your womanhood, whatever, it comes. Short change. Even confident broke men have their way with women. Mama needs her wine. Here representing the women who may be a bit more alpha. TK. Whoa. This thing just jumped. Hold on. Because this thing just like jumped like crazy. They should make this thing really. All right, T King, totally agree. Once your money grows and you start making big boy moves, your confidence improves and women see that, aka the jerk. True. Mama needs her wine. Nothing wrong with that. Joshua Hill, can an entrepreneur successfully date a non-entrepreneur? All right, let me make sure that this is properly positioned. Hear me and hear me now. If you are a hard charging entrepreneur, you need to date a beta man or you need to date a beta woman. That's someone who's going to sit back and help you, because the illusion of the power couple is like you doing this, you making moves. It's just too much. It's just too much testosterone for that to work. So you actually need to find someone who is not an entrepreneur. You need to find someone who doesn't want to be an entrepreneur. You want to find someone who wants to help you. Sure, Glendon, you are so right. I hate typos. It's a turnoff. I see what you did there. What's up, Ron B? Yep, dating sites are useless. Yeah, women are very detailed. I wrote a 6-sentence paragraph, and this coworker of mine found a misspelled word on sentence 4. Dill Pickle, dating sites are bogus. New to the channel, was referred to you by a homeboy who used your strategies. Lost my way with wrong females. Completely broken. Moved to H-Town. Looking forward to learn and grow. Welcome, Ken Brown. All the things. What part of acting like a woman do you mean? Okay. Being soft, being feminine, being understanding, not competing. That. Because I'm gonna tell you something. You know, there's a lot of YouTubers, right? And if you ever notice why a lot of the guys who are black or something often have a white, Asian, some girlfriend, let me tell you why. Going back to the attorney. I was doing YouTube, and since she could not identify or say what I did for a living that made sense, she marginalized my success. Oh, you wrote a book, huh? That's nice. So when are you going to let this YouTube thing go? This is what she asked me. Many black people, and I shouldn't just say women, are so regressive that when you do something new and different and energetic, it scares them. And then they run from it or they insult it. Evening, Glendon. What's up, Shalise? G Ranks. While doing Lyft, me and the customer had that conversation about how online dating. Man, he says he likes it a lot. Real truth. Let's see. It jumped again. Hold on. I'm looking for it. 5 in the face and 20 about. I mean, I didn't even care about her face. That body was so nice. Sure. Glendon, I know your advice is for dudes, but what should a woman do if she's more successful than most men? I realize men get very intimidated when they know a woman makes more than them. Advice: uh, men do not become intimidated because a woman makes more money than them. A man becomes he becomes out of sorts. All right. The role of a man is to provide and protect. So you got money, you got all this stuff. There ain't nothing for him to do. They ain't shit for him to do, right? So he's just like out of sorts. He is not intimidated. Like, okay, here's the thing. So you make $150,000 a year. You know how to cook. You sex him up. Where's the problem with that? The problem is the attitude. So what you can do is become really, really nice. You don't have to dumb yourself down. You don't even have to hide your success. You just have to be cool because the attorney, she was like, when she found out that I didn't finish school, she was like, well, she kind of got a little weird about it, and she started saying things. And I just let it slide because I knew that we were just temporary. Ben Ditter, you just struck gold, baby. I can't wait to get home and hear this. Currently out handling business. Strong women have to balance their strength with the illusion of submission. What most dudes is not that hard. Not men. No man wants to realize they're being dominated. That's not true either. There's a lot of beta dudes out here who like being pegged and stuff. For real. Agent J Poole. If we ain't freaking, we speaking. We're not intimidated by women make more. Women have insane expectations. Yes. Patrick Benjamin. I love this dude. Treat them like a job interview. Sometimes the pussy so good brings tears to my eyes. Clinton is for president. Ron B. Funny. You're right. You just have to do you. Yes. Dating is a waste of resources. Sean Osby, women play games to test men. The men who fail the test are the ones who get frustrated. Amen, amen, amen. Fester. You're right. I am getting the kick out of these comments because they are really coming in. Gibran, we're talking about relationships, not about your mom. Pretty much. Roger McMahon, aside from getting my art going on, getting my masculinity converted as top priority. And yeah, because this is one of the things that happens. I was fortunate that my grandmother was like my mother and my mother was like my father, but I had many men who looked over me, so I had a sense of what a man was supposed to do, and I didn't have to spend 10, 15 years figuring out what a man does, because that's what happens to the average dude who grows up in a single parent household because they learn so much. I saw this today. There was a commercial and there was this dudes, two young men who had to wait until one of those service trucks came to fix their flat because they didn't know what a lug wrench was. That is a problem. That is a big problem because you have a lot of men who have been demasculized because masculinity is thought to be toxic, that they don't know how to do things that men should know how to do. That was cold, dude, but there should have been a discussion beforehand whether or not sex was on the menu. No. No. Okay, I want you to per Saber. I put her out. Yes, I did. And I put her out because I was being honest with myself. And I told her, I said, look, I am not going to be able to sleep with your fine ass here. You got to go. I did not rape her. I did not threaten her. I put her out in the rain and she got halfway down the street and she thought about it and she's like, yeah, I can do that. She made a choice. And that's part of being a man because a lot of you dudes are way too nice. You don't have to hit a woman. You don't have to speak harshly to the woman. You don't have to do any of that stuff, but you do have to be firm and about your truth and about your masculinity. She came back. She came back of her own volition. She came back, dude. Do you have a cape per Zebra? Do you have a cape? I'm just saying. Are you a man or a woman? I want to know. Let's see. The Wild Jones report. Sell your disruptive mating book. Should at least have two alphas do not mix. That's true. You could be feminine and not be a pushover. One of a woman's greatest strength is her femininity and her tenderness and her love. And a lot of chicks throw that out the window to become like dudes, and then they wonder why they're alone. Short change, rich and ripped guy, 0 message. Broke obese women, 100 messages. I'm telling you, I don't do it. Let's see. Black people's trying to keep you on the Black people trying to keep you on the plantation with them, trying to keep you no better off. That's why they don't tell you anything to hate on. I can go for that. Let's see. Come on, it just jumped. Like millennial Mitch. What's up? Facts. Bingo. LS Cherry, be easy here, brother. It's not without design, and so many black men and women are not progressive. Actually, most people are not progressive. LS Cherry, you're right, but see, here's the thing. We got this thing called the internet. If you choose to not be progressive, that is a choice because you can be progressive. So I'm not going to be easy. I'm just going to speak my truth. A lot of people do not want to change, and they're wondering why the world is like hating on them. Because let's go back to Vid Summit. Last year I was a little, didn't know what things were going, didn't know how to talk, and I was kind of stressed, right? But this year I went early and I stayed late. So I had plenty of time to network. I knew what was going on. The confidence was there. And I probably could have banged 4 or 5 chicks if I wanted. And part of that is because I'm progressive. And once again, I know I'll get the furry of the hoteps, but I started this business not for black people. I started this business for all people. And until many of these hoteps get that, they're not going to be successful. This business was for all people. It's for black folks, it's for white folks, it's for Asian folks, it's for Mexican folks. It's for all people, and that's how I speak. So when you get into this, black folks should hang around black folks and white folks should hang around white folks, those are the real racists who are saying that. Dill Pickle, yeah, I can relate to telling black people things they try to chop down. All of them understand working the job. Yep. Yes, successful women who can do it all eventually start throwing it around like it's a new concept. Harrison JD. Uh-huh. Let's see. LS Cherry. Rich black men marry non-black because they have white men fetishes and do not appreciate the black women like many white men. LS Cherry, I'm going to say that 100% is not false because my first girlfriend was white. And you want to know why I got her? Because I was a nerd, and a lot of black women wouldn't date my nerdy ass. See, that's the hotepness. Because essentially, you know what? This is a good example. I was out in California, and hopefully you'll see them in the profiles. There's these 2 wonderful sisters. They're twins. They're so cute, and they act very feminine. And if those 2 sisters were out with a white dude or any dude, I would understand because they're feminine. They're very nice, and they're not caught up in this. Mr. Knowledge, you know that's not true. Tanya Robbins, I just love this channel. That's funny. Richard Moore, my business partner and I talk sexual all the time, but I'm nervous. It may hurt our progression and come back to bite us later, engage in relations. Ron B, I agree. Men don't really know how to be men. We've been emasculated, sadly. Donovan Green, free grain, free game. Tanya, firmness is well respected. Choice equals no Harvey Weinstein. Agent J. Poole, I'm not going to touch on that, but see, this is the thing that gets me about this Weinstein commercial, this Weinstein drama. Because there were some women that he approached and they said no and they left. Because from what I get, he didn't like force anyone. I don't know because I have not delved into it. But I'm going to say with sexual harassment, the problem with that is it's her choice. If she likes the dude, it's not sexual harassment. If she doesn't like the dude, it is. That slippery slope is ridiculous because in my employee handbook, I have a policy. There is no dating, none, between anybody. Just like the military, because the military, you're not supposed to fraternize, and you had people date officers and stuff, but they kept it on the LT, the down low, because they knew if it jumped off and got crazy, they both could get thrown out. Dill pickle, you're funny. Let's see. Whoa, 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 whoa. Good Lord. Hold on. Good Lord. Let's see. Wait a minute. All right. 89 Dr. Funk. It is that bad. Fester the MGTOW. I told the girl the exact same thing. No way I'm falling asleep. Either we banging or you giving me head or leave. Pretty much. That's what happens when you have your own place. And we're going to talk about a man having his own place. Beta male alert. Josh Barr. Manage that pussy or the pussy will manage you. Truth. Clarence. Like a boss's job. Women will listen if you express your authority and you're the breadwinner. Mm-hmm. I'm telling you, I'm in the healthcare field, and ATL is not the only state with STDs. I see it all day long in all states. Tyrone, I'm alpha MGTOW, and the girls don't know what to do with me. Okay, LS Cherry. Let's see. Yes, a lot of people are playing victim. Derek Jackson and Prince Donnell. Who are they? I don't know who they are. Thank you, Fester. Short change, ain't gonna lie, banged a few fatties online. Hey, it is what it is. Douglas, I was a nerd in high school. Black girls loathed me, and it was absolutely, totally unfun. Yes, it is. Her name was Rebecca. She actually had a booty for a white girl. I mean, it was really nice. And back then, being your girlfriend was you carried her book. She let you sit next to her. She let you feel on her thigh. Wasn't about sex. Gibran, essentially, this is what's going to happen. The best man is going to date the best woman, regardless of color. T King, truth. Let's see. LS Cherry, all white and Asian women are not soft, feminine, and passive. That's true. That's very true. Y'all having another conversation here. Chris, this is indeed brilliant. Creating separate dating and relationship channels is a great idea. Nah, I'm just going to talk about this. Sexual harassment is when your livelihood depends upon it. What's up, Patty? Mama needs her wine. Harvey Weinstein is a super smart predator, and they let things slide in order to advance, not stunt their careers. Sad. Now, with that, now this is something else. There is a casting couch for men as well, and these guys are not homosexual. Let's see. Okay. So let's talk about men having their own place and the power that gives you. So many dudes are living with a chick, and just listen to me right now. If your name is not on the lease, your name's not on the mortgage, you are homeless. And anytime that she wants you out of there, you gotta go. So understand that as a man, and this is just some advice for you. If you have to work 3 jobs until you get your hustle going on, you need to get your own place. And you need to get your own place before you get a car. If you live on your own in a decent place with some decent aesthetics, art on the wall and stuff, the trim that will come to you is insane. But you got to pay the price of living on your own wherever you are. LS Chooch, Mark Zuckerberg's wife didn't take his last name. Mama needs her wine. Mark's a cuck. Because, yeah, you're right. You, one of the richest dudes in the world, and your wife don't take your last name. I expect them to be divorced in 10 to 15 years, and she's going to get half of Facebook. Joshua Hill, I've noticed that the Obama seem to have enough alpha, beta dynamic perfectly, even though Michelle's. All right, Barack is a motherfucker, okay? He's just a smooth motherfucker, but he's a motherfucker. Andrew Telly, you and me, baby, ain't nothing but mammals, so let's do it like on the Discovery Channel. Oh, man. You got to live on your own because so many dudes are trying to like dress cool. I'll tell you the story. I was living in East Point and I had my own house. I had like 3 floors, basement and everything. I didn't have a car, but I had my own house. And this was Black Planet a long, long time ago. So I meet this girl on there and I'm just honest, like, look, I don't have a car, but I live by myself. And she said, you live by yourself? I said, yeah, I got a house. You got a house? I thought the chat was like weird. So she came over that night and she's like, this is nice. Get your own place. No roommates. Get your own place. I'm telling you. Tyrone Brown, bruh, ex-wife got the house, but I got the hustle winning. I mean, seriously, you get your own place. What happens? And this is something that most women, and it's weird because when you're in college, that chick will smash you with your roommate in the next dorm room, in the next bed in the dorm. They'll do that. We did that in the military. But once you get away from that, chicks get really weird about having sex with someone else up in the house. Shortchange only date beta Mexican women where the beta black women are. This is funny. Now, let's go ahead and talk about people being people. If you meet someone, and I want you to take this to heart, to some degree, we're all damaged. We're all messed up. And if you understand your messed upness, you can understand someone else's messed upness. And that is the key to relativity. Run, be damn right, no limits, get the house, get that body in shape, and the trim will come. Yes, it will. Hey, boy, what if your sister or brother moves in with you for a year? Okay. Now, potentially that can work because this is the trajectory of how this stuff needs to be. You need to own the house. You need to be in charge of the mortgage or the rent. You need to be the owner of the house, and you need to have the authority to throw people out. So, I mean, that's on you, man, but that can be hard. Solus, these topics will grow your YouTube like wildfire, man. Make that money. That's funny. As a black woman, I can say for me, I am both depending on the situation. Catrice Henning. Catrice, I'm going to say this. Most men that you meet will not be alpha males, and you will not see that. But if you meet a real alpha male that makes you moist, makes you warm, a lot of that stuff will go out the window. I've seen that happen. Old. What's up, G? What kind of lifestyle would you live if you're 31 years old again? Same one I'm living now. One of the things that I did when I came through my situation was I defined the life that I want. 1, I'll never have another job again. 2, I love this entrepreneur stuff. 3, I love this YouTube stuff. And that is the things that make me happy, putting out content and publishing stuff. So essentially, because I've defined my life, anyone that comes into it is appropriate and fits into my scheme of things because it's already built. Because as a man, you need to have a plan on what you're going to do with your life independent of women. And once you get that together, women will come. Like, they will just come. I mean, it will blow your mind. Let's see. Yeah, that's going to be interesting. Abel, everyone has baggage, large or small, large to carry on. That's true. We're all messed up. But see, the thing is, I know where I'm messed up, and I continue to work on it. Can you be an alpha under 5'9"? You could be an alpha at 5'3". So it really depends on what you know, what's in your heart. Because as an entrepreneur and you're dating, one of the things you have to let go is that everyone's out to get you. Everyone's not out to get you. That was a challenge that I had because I used to lie about what I did because I felt that way. So as my journey of becoming even more truthful, I tell people what I do. I just don't get too deep with it. D. Hectors, I see how this ties in everything you're doing here. Be about your business and you can dictate what you get in life. You get the ability to say no. I wish I could do the slow clap for you, D. Hectrix. That's it. Because when you get your plan together, like, okay, this is one of the things we teach in Hustle Camp. Balance out. Like, you know, I talk about developing the budget, and it seems very simple and it seems very boring. And it's extremely complicated and extremely important because if you can't manage the money that you make now, you're not going to manage more money later. And that is a problem. I bet females gathering intel in the chat to figure out what guys to avoid. Douglas Jones, point of information, FY, in New York City and perhaps NY State as well. If someone is in your domicile for 28 days or more, you cannot legally put them out. Oh, really, Douglas? He hit me. You out in jail. So she can get you out, and the system's gonna help her. Once again, see, you come up there like, oh, point of information. All the woman has to do is call the hops and say that you're threatening her, that she feels in danger, and you are moving out. So that's, yeah. You got to have the nest. Your birds will come. Chill Zone. Chills Zoe. What's up, man? Reginald, once you start making money, they will be out to get you. Reginald, that's not true. I used to think that. Once again, you got to get in your truth and you got to get in your manhood because when you attract the right kind of women to you, you don't have to worry about that. What's up, Richard Moore? Joshua, how do you deal with the potential of falling into one of those Nas Kellys? I don't have that issue, man. So how do you explain to a lawyer when you as an entrepreneur if you want to keep her around? What do you mean? Yeah, I mean, okay, let's just talk about society. Let's go to the Harvey Weinstein thing, right? Essentially, from what I gathered, and don't quote me on this because I haven't delved into it, but he made overtures to a lot of women, and he was disgusting, and a lot of women said no, and they left. But I don't think he raped anyone. I don't think he held anyone down. He had money, power, and influence. And I'm going to say something else, and it's going to make a lot of people mad. There's a lot of chicks who smashed Harvey and liked it, and they ain't going to be talking about it. Look at his wife. She know what time it is. Once you get the money, once you get the power, you can dictate. Now, where Harvey went wrong is he ain't nothing to look at. He does not work out. He does not take care of himself because if Harvey got the body right, was eating right, and he looked like some, a lot of this stuff wouldn't have happened. He looks hideous because as a man, you got to be in shape. That's a journey that I'm on myself. Because you want a hot chick, you should be a hot dude. I prefer free sex. You're funny. Ronald Haskins, when you're making money, it's hard to find women that's worth your time. Not true. All right. What I want you guys to do is get the book, The Power of Your Subconscious Mind, because if you think that women are hard to get, you're right. If you think women are not hard to get, you're right. Yes, she is. Tekin, good luck to the woman who wants half of my shit. Good luck with your lawyers finding code in Africa. Logic rings. Weinstein was messing with little boys. I didn't know that. That is kind of crazy. But essentially, as a man and as an entrepreneur, you've got to let's forget about women for a second. You need to spend a year or two getting your stuff together. And that means you don't date for a year or two. You don't date for a year or two. Because once you get your stuff together, whoo, the stuff that can happen. Logic, love your channel. Thanks, Logic. Even escorts say no black men, that's hard. Short chain. You know why? I talked to an escort, and I was like, why is that? And this is what she said. You can have a client who's white, and he's going to bust in 15 minutes and leave. You get with a black man, he's going to get his hour's worth. And she's like, that's why I do not mess with black men. So that's the thing. Clarence M. came for the hustle, getting the side of the game for free. But seriously, as an entrepreneur, you have options. It's just you got to get into this personal development. Power of Your Subconscious Mind by Dr. Joseph E. Murray. Get that book. Earl Nightingale, Lead to Field. As you build out service, as you put together certain things in your life, women, let's put it this way. I had this chick, and she was bad too. And she was nice, look at, but there was a few things that was wrong with her. One, she lived like a slob. Two, one time she came to me and her coochie was funky and I did not smash. Three, she was a little bit of a slob, but she was a beautiful girl. And I told her, I said, look, we can't hang anymore. And she thought it was funny because she was young, fit, she had the six pack and everything. And she's like, why? It's like, well, there's dirt under your fingernails. Your place looks like a tornado hit it. I can't hang with this disruption. I can't have it. And see, this is the beauty of this. When you can reject someone that fine because you know that there is someone in the wings or going to come to you who's just that fine or finer, then you don't, this is more of the abundance mindset. Women are the greatest population. There are more women than men around the world. So why get hung up on one? Why get hung up on two? And also, when you get rejected, don't be crazy. Just last time I got rejected, I went to this girl and I was like, hey, let's date. And she was like, it's like, I see you as a friend. And I remember telling her, I was like, look, if it ain't a date, I don't want it to happen. And we didn't go out. But 4 years later, we're at a party together and that chick was on me. But once again, she had hit the wall. She wasn't pulling as much as she used to. She wasn't, she was still cute, but she wasn't as cute. And she remembered. And that's when I was like, I'm dating someone younger and finer than you. Hold the line. Get yourself some standards as a man and hold them. If a chick is funky, one of the things that we do is we give women passes for stuff that we should not give women passes for. If she ain't handling her business, she got bad credit, that's a no. That's a no. I don't care how fine she is. Bad credit, that is usually, or she's got Bailey. Oh my God, Bailey. Bailey was cute as she wanted to be, but Bailey was arrested 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times, right? Low impulse control. Pretty, but low impulse control. Sex crazy, right? But low impulse control. I got rid of her when I found out that she had been to jail 6 times. This girl was nothing but trouble, but she was cute. And right now, there's some dude who's getting ready to marry her, and his life's gonna be a disaster. Let's see. Whoa. Let's go back. Let me go back. in 141, I found the feeling of insecurity of entrepreneurship when dating women in good jobs. Tends to be a mental sticking point of mine. You feel this? Nope. Because whether I'm broke or poor, I'm the shit. I really feel that. Graham, agreed. Money equals power. Great health equals wealth. True. Josh Barr, learn how to sell and you will have success in dating business. Gospel. Ronald Haskins. I'm not saying it's hard to get a woman. I'm just saying your tolerance gets low. Damn, that's brutal. Ellis Cherry. Marriage is sharing an eventual transfer of wealth. This is why many people are sensitive concerning interracial dating because the resources often leave the neighborhood. Black men who date non-black. I'm gonna go half there with you because one of the things you notice that a lot of these companies have interracial couples in their advertising, right? State Farm, Procter and Gamble, Chase. You know that, right? And people are like, "Oh, wait a minute, what's going on?" Let me tell you why they got these people up in the advertisements. There's this thing called an actuary. Look it up. Look up an actuary. They make a lot of bank. Actuaries predict trends. The trend is, and Ellis Cherry, you ain't gonna want to hear this, but the trend is that in 30 years, there are going to be more interracial marriages and everything, and America will be basically brown. So instead of waiting until that happens, they're trying to instill loyalty of this growing customer base before it grows. So all this stuff about transfer of wealth and all this other stuff, all these folks who are trying to hold the line for the black community, you're going to lose because what's happening in this generation that's coming up that's like 20 and below, they don't care about race. They don't care if you're trans. They don't care if you're homosexual. You cool, and they're a large shift. They're bigger than the baby boomers, and they're going to reshape this society. While Hotep's black, 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 white nationalists, white, 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 and they're both going to be obliterated because no one's going to care. So keep on with that. And let's go really let's see, hold on. Let's go real deep. Broke Dick Danny, the black one, he marries a white girl. No one cares because he don't have no money. So if it was about the black man marrying out, it wouldn't be about money. It'd be about cultural pride. It'll be about the legacy. But it's only the rich men who count. Hello? Let me do Infinite Waters. Can I get a hello? So, and you don't believe me? Just watch it happen. 89 Dr. Funk. I was just like, no. LS Cherry, look up this book. Let me see. Let's see. Hold on. Let me find my Audible.
Demographic numbers.
Okay. Let's see. I got to get in here because there's a delay. See that book? Upside. Get it and read it. This is coming to happen. Everything I'm talking about is in this book. You think I'm wrong? Watch and see how right I am. When you're broke, you have a high tolerance for bullshit. Chill zone. Man, I mean, the thing is, I'm not like impressed by a pretty girl. I'm impressed by a smart girl. Shalice Hamby, women need to raise their standards also. True. Tyrone Brooks, an ex broke all the windows in the house because I didn't want kids. 18 years of child support, hell no. Joshua Hill, so good credit is a must. You're the second person I heard co-sign that. All right, why are you going to date a church? All right, here's the thing. My girl has great credit, and it isn't because I need her money or anything. It's just, it shows that you know how to handle money. I mean, that is a big thing. Mr. Knowledge, successful men with no kids should never date women with kids. That's situational. It really depends. Angie Nicole, a lot of you guys need to read Models, Attract Women Through Honesty by Mark Manson. Interesting. Let's see. Good Lord, it's just jumped. Hold on a second. You're live. Yes, I am, Charlton. Ellis Cherry, I subscribed about 2 days ago because you dropped jewels. Many thanks. Welcome to the channel. They don't care. They really don't. Yes, they do, Dill Pickle. But Angie, was your brother, was he handsome? Handsome and good looks is a form of wealth. Aha! See? John Francis, I like him. Ralph Waters, he's the dude. It actually still works. Camilla Willis, I loved Upside Book. Listen to it, it's amazing. Yes. No, there was no hookups in LA. I mean, I was out there for business. I mean, it was intense. Heck, there's a secret. There's no black community. There hasn't been one for 50 years. There are black people in black neighborhoods, but not a single black community. Truth.com. When they hit the wall, all these things brand. They have a 24-year-old and a 14-year-old. My oldest has only dated one black girl, and he has 14 at the time. Ever since he went to college, he's been Spanish, Asian, and white. All right. Lord, I swear, Glendon, I had the same brain. Boomers definitely have race issues. So let's see. Where are we with this stream? How long have I been here? Good Lord. Okay, I'm getting ready to bounce. I guess we're going to do this as a part two because there's some stuff I didn't get into. So be sure to subscribe. We will chop this up again. And if you don't want to be broke dick Danny, be sure to get into Hustle Camp before tomorrow when I raise the price to $2,000. And you have the one and done, and you have a every 2 weeks payment plan, and you have a once a month payment plan. You get in, you lock that stuff in. So once again, I will do dating advice for entrepreneurs. Blacked, I'll do a part two, probably a part three. So I just want to thank you guys for sharing your evening with me. Love, peace, and hair grease and all that stuff. I will catch you guys later.